Welcome back. I'm always blurry.
I'm
I'm
finding
blurry
us.
for 75% of the video because I move and knock stuff around. It's okay. Okay. So, is that something you want to share on the podcast or do you want to not? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you'll either be surprised one way or the other. So I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
Um, I recently, as in the last couple days, started and finished WandaVision and Agatha All Along.
Okay. I love it. You're prepping.
Yes.
What do you think?
I loved them. Here's the thing. I am not the biggest Marvel
Mm-hmm.
guy. Like I've watched them. I've watched the Avengers, but I don't know who anyone is. I'm just there for a good time. And then um my friend was like, "I just finished Agatha All Along. It's very much up your alley. You should watch it. I would recommend it to you." So I did watch that one first.
Very
and
witchy
and
and
that's
very
okay.
gay.
Yes, and honestly, yeah. And so I watched that one first, and as I finished it, I was like, okay, now that I know all of this, I want to watch WandaVision. And she was like, you should.
It's
You
so
should watch that
good.
next. It was so good. They both were so
It's
good.
so good.
Apparently, I'm just now okay, it's been out for years, but apparently I missed that people don't like it.
People,
WandaVision.
okay, the thing is, I take everything that has to do with like comic book stuff, anything like that with a grain of salt. They're never going to be
Yeah.
happy. They hate everything.
No.
I've read comics. I'm not in it. I don't know all the lore. I don't care. You can put something in front of me and if it's
No.
enjoyable, I enjoy it. Everything is a 5 star if I enjoy
If
it. And
I'm
we've talked about that.
Yes, if I'm having a good time, I 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
I would watch it. I would I would
Yeah.
recommend it to other people. And and there were some things where I was responding to her after each
Mhm.
episode basically, and I was like I I would mention something like I need them to like figure this part out, and she's like I just was letting you ride that out. Because she was right. Everything was fine, and I
Mhm.
just needed to get through it on my own. Because in my head, I was like, I have to get out of this black and white. I'm bored. And she's like, I
It's
just
so
needed you
good.
to ride that out. And now I'm like, I get it. I'm back. I'm in. But I don't recommend everyone watch Agatha first. I liked that I did
They're
that.
both so good. But anything witchy and a little weird
Mhm.
and spooky, I'm in. I'm
Yes.
in.
Also, I'm a big Sashir Zamata fan because is she was the do you know who that is?
No. Was she one of the
In
witches in
Agatha,
Agatha?
she was yes, the skincare girly.
Yes. That's okay.
She she is friends with Nicole Byer, and I've loved Nicole. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've watched her stuff a lot and listened to a couple of their podcasts episodes that they have together. So I've been a Sashir fan for a while, so being able to see her on screen was fun.
Oh, it's
So that
so
was a
good.
help. That helped.
Love that.
Yeah. So
Uh,
anyway, I was like, either you're going to be surprised that I haven't seen them or surprised that I have suddenly
uh,
out of
it
nowhere.
wouldn't have been one that I would have thought that you would have naturally come upon because it's not, if you, like,
Mhm.
I feel like the audience is people who are along for Marvel, but I feel like it's going to appeal to people who have the opinions like we do, where it's like
Right.
vibes.
Hey, if
Love it.
it's good, it's good. But I'll be honest, there are some superhero movies. I can't decide which one right now in the moment where I'm like, this is getting boring. Do other things besides fighting and
Yeah.
tearing up a town. And people don't want that opinion. So,
No, right. I need a balance. I need there to be a little bit of, but I mean, that's kind of how I feel
yes.
with like books. I want some action, but I want romance. I want relationship building. I
Yes.
want there to be a story other than like, because even so, the show that was Winter Soldier and I can't remember what it was called, but it was like the Captain America spinoff where it was like his partner or whatever. It's so boring. I didn't care half the time. It's not for me.
Yeah.
It was very male focused and male emotional issues. Not like true emotions, but like it didn't appeal to me. So I get it. I still watched it at the end. I was
Got it.
like, "Oh, cool. How fun." I get that. There's just certain stuff that I'm like, blah, blah, blah. We don't care.
Yeah. I did ask her, I was like, okay, this may have gotten me back in. You guys may have got me back into the universe with these two. So she also recommended or mentioned Echo and another one that's a girl. Not Captain Marvel. Not that one. There's
Was
another
it a
one,
show?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye has a
Yeah.
girl in it, yes, and it is good. I do like.
Okay.
There were a few things
So
that were
because I was
boring,
like,
but
okay, I low-key was like, I don't want a man one. Give me
no,
women.
no, I wouldn't do that one either. I'm trying to think if
Yeah.
there's any other woman shows. I don't think so.
I don't know what I'll do next, but this may also get me back into the movies.
Yeah.
Like, this may, cause I'm gonna be honest, when I was watching Avengers, I didn't realize these people were in them
Mm-hmm.
from WandaVision. I was like, I don't know who anyone is. I'm just here to have a good time. So anyway, I thought that I would share that I watched them and I may be back in.
Okay. I love that. I had a talking point that I was like, I don't have it today. And then I thought about it for hours and then I forgot. So
Oh no,
that's okay.
that's okay.
But I remembered too, I kept telling you there's 2 members of Stray Kids left, and it's because there's a third one that I keep forgetting. And so, and I feel bad. I adore him. He's such a cutie patootie.
Mhm.
So we're going to do him today. He's not the order I wanted to go into, but I love him. And I feel
But you can't
horrible.
keep forgetting him.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just I'm just like he's one of the 3 that I was like they're a little confusing because there's a video where they all dress alike and for the longest time I was like I don't know who's who. All right? I don't know who
Where
it
they
is.
were dressing like each other.
They all were identical. So
remember.
this is Sungmin. Sungmin. Maybe that's why cuz I was like I don't have to go through pronouncing.
Sure.
But Sungmin.
Oh, a cutie.
He's a vocalist. He has a beautiful, very unique, like, I don't know, his singing voice is gorgeous. It's so pretty. Any song where there's a lovely high note, likely him.
Fun. Okay,
so
we love a tenor.
I need to go through and give you all their ages because this was the group that I was like, ooh, yee. When I started liking him, I think Felix was 21, and I was like, uh-oh. Yikes, that's a kid.
That's a child.
I don't think that's him. That does not look like him.
Okay.
But he's
Sometimes they Photoshop those puppies.
sometimes, oh my gosh, they take it like that. Okay, fan art. I was gonna say that's not a human. Sorry to that person. Proud of you for drawing that. But yeah, I don't know what to
The
really.
one in the stripes looks like a poster they would have put in a kids magazine back in the day.
In the stripes. This one?
The green.
Oh, this.
The green up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, agreed.
That would have been on my wall as a child.
I bet that's a photo card, which I do have him on a bookmark because I think it came in one of the variety packs you got me. So I don't know how I kept forgetting him, but yeah, I don't have a good way. Like, this is how I see him the most. Like,
Okay.
I feel like as you go through them, we'll prep for this. We can watch videos on the train.
Okay.
But I think you'll get to where you can be like, oh, yeah, that's him. Because now looking at them together, I'm like, I know who that is. Oh, yeah, I know who that is. So,
yep.
Yes, Sungmin. There we go. I finally got it. Sungmin. Okay. Yep. So, great vocalist. So
good. I like a really low, so I really like Felix, but I also like a good tenor. I think that's fun.
Let's look up their ages. Because I can't remember.
I'm scared.
Okay. Bangchan, so you've seen him. He is only 3 years younger than us. Which Korea does birthdays, I don't know if you know this, differently than we do. So they have a day that's like everyone ages up. So
I think I did know that.
Yeah. So Bangchan, you've met. First one I showed you. Felix is 25, born in
Okay,
2000.
not bad.
Isn't that horrifying to see?
Oh no. Oh no.
Isn't that the worst thing to ever see? I know it's only 6 years younger than us. I know that. But it
Yeah.
feels horrible.
Oh no. Okay. Right now I can't see it's a little blurry on my end.
Oh,
When what day? What day?
so Felix
Oh
is
no.
September.
That means he's Oh, that's so bad. That's just because okay, let's talk about my personal life. I recently talked to someone who just turned 25 and I never even thought that that meant that their birth year started with a 2.
I know, isn't that so? Yeah, you've met Felix, you know him. You
Okay,
met
yes.
Han, also 25.
Mhm.
They're a day apart. That's
Okay.
cute. And you've
Love.
met Changbin, so he's 26,
Bin.
90s baby. And then Hunjin is also a 2000s baby. He is a Pisces though, so that's why I probably don't like. No, I'm just kidding. He's not great like me, like an Aries, but um um sorry.
Then we have some 24-year-olds I see.
Yeah, so he is a baby. Oh, Sungmin's 24 too.
Hmm.
Well, that no, he'll be 25. That doesn't make any sense. Unless the year, I don't know, cuz he's also 2000 and he's only 7 days later than Felix. So he'll be 25.
Oh, right, right, right. Well, this is the AI. Maybe it's
That's true.
not correct.
Um sorry, Clint texted me, so.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. So, that is your Stray Kids. Now we do have two and their names are
Okay.
on here. I know for sure we're down to two. Okay? I left that and
We
I
have
was
the
like,
list available.
yes. Okay. So, something I did remember is
Okay.
if you are liking our show, please rate and review us. Please, 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 please. I never remember to say that because part of me was like, I don't really care what anyone thinks. Give us your opinion. We might not care, but I want you to rate and review
Yeah.
us.
I want your opinion to be a 5-star review. That's what I
Right.
want.
That's what I would love. Even if you
I
don't
would
feel that
love
way,
that.
let us convince
I
you.
think you should give it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
give us
doesn't
the
hurt.
review first and then let us convince you.
And we'll give you a kiss through the internet. So, this
Yes.
week, oh, do you want to kick us off and tell them what podcast they're listening to?
No, figure it out. Just kidding. um thank you for listening to Oops All Opinions. I am that one chick that is relaxed. And although we just asked for them, if you have an opinion, what can they do about it?
Argue with yourself. Argue
Yeah.
with yourself. So, what are we talking about this week?
This week the voters voted. Was it the same 2 voters that usually vote?
And it's hard to say.
Who knows? Who knows? We would love to see. Honestly, if all of a sudden we have 3 people voting, I'd lose my mind.
Okay, that's the thing I'm so excited about when I'm like, which one was you and which one was this random?
which
Please
one
be the
was
first
random?
voter. That would be so fun.
Please be the first. On Spotify specifically, I don't think it's anywhere else. Spotify, you can vote for next week's topic for the episode. And so, honestly, right now it's 2 voters. They may be in the room with us. And here's the thing. If there's another vote, we might just choose yours if you're the third odd vote. I'm going to be real honest. But this week, our 2 very committed voters voted for weddings.
Yes. And
so
I feel like I always feel like I give a disclaimer as if we're going to get sued. I just want to set the scene of where our opinions come from. Okay. We are not from people who have big rich people weddings. We're not part of elite thing, obviously. But like, you know how like some dynamics with weddings are going to be very different opinions than ours. we are the type of weddings we grew up with. I laughed so loud in the mic, but we grew up with jeans at weddings. We grew up with
Mhm.
fights at weddings. We grew up where people bring clothes to change into. That's not always normal. Where not the bride and groom, the guests show up and they're like, "These are my
Mhm.
nice jeans and nice button up. I got to go put on different jeans and a t-shirt." Um, I'm trying to think of other features that are very
Baseball caps in weddings, at weddings.
yes. People
Those
showing
are the
up to
things I see the
weddings
most
not
often.
invited. They just show up because they heard about
Not
it.
invited. Mhm. The town was talking.
They happen
And I
upon your
will say,
wedding.
yeah, and I will say it's very normal. It's not like
Yeah.
a bad thing. Almost all of those things happened at my sister's wedding, which wasn't that long ago.
Or
And we loved it. It was
no,
a
it's
fun
so
time.
funny.
But just know that we're not hating on that. That
No,
is
no, 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 no. It's just
who
so
we are,
funny.
what we do. So
No,
funny.
it's hilarious. So I just think keep that in mind. Also, most of my opinion in things are going to be like I have the two sides of the fence. It is that person's wedding day. What they want makes sense. However,
Mhm.
you have a line. You can't be unreasonable just because it's your wedding. So like there's got to be
I
a fine
agree.
balance of being like, yes, it's your day. Something to keep in mind, nobody else gives a shit about your day but you. They can be happy, they can love it for you. They do not care the same way you care. So,
Nope.
these Reddit people aren't listening to us.
Caveat, caveat. uh,
I just feel like I have to always give like a disclaimer of like, well, our opinions, don't argue with us, but also
but also know where we're coming. But
yes.
also like in a situation, if the asshole, we're gonna know. Like it's gonna be if you over or on either side.
Yeah.
You've overstepped. So
Oh, I hope I didn't just close out of what we were doing.
pretty fair.
Cuz the computer was lagging, so I wasn't sure. Okay,
I
I
thought
think
I
it's fine. Okay.
okay. I thought I did that earlier on my laptop to desk journey.
Mm.
Um,
But yeah, it's being laggy. I don't know cuz I closed out of the stuff in case it was downloading things.
and actually, I can close. I think it might. It could be. So give me a second. I have too many tabs open. I my things up, and that makes meter go.
Oh, okay.
Even though like nothing is open that would cause anything,
I
but it's just
know.
like, well, you can't work on more than one thing at once.
Yeah, can't have
That's not how
both.
this works. Okay. You can't do multiple things. Okay. Oh my gosh. And also I needed to plug this in. Apologies. Technical difficulties. One moment.
No, you're good.
We're back. Okay, so we are an even number. Shout out episode 12. We're
Yeah.
almost teenagers.
We can also now get money from Spotify. So if you want to give us money, give us some subscriptions,
Fun.
follow us, leave us reviews.
Yes.
You
And
just have to
that
have
money will
12
go
episodes.
directly to which feels but I was about to say it feels like not a lot, but also like that's 12 plus hours of doing this.
True. That's a good point. Yeah.
People listening. So I think that's fun.
Yeah.
Just us two sitting here yapping, talking about whatever we want, but
Yeah.
also okay, so let's dive on in. I believe evens are
You.
me.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Am I the asshole for wearing my wedding ring to my sister's wedding against her wishes and hijacking her night?
Probably not.
Wearing a wedding ring? What's that gonna do? Anyway, my sister, 29 female, got married last Saturday. The ceremony was beautiful and I enjoyed myself as much as someone who is famously not a wedding guy could. So we're talking about a man. Oh, he says it. The dramatics were not quite as enjoyable. I, 27 male, hadn't seen my family in a few months, and we've only had a handful of phone calls over the course of those months. It's never on purpose, and I pull one of these disappearing acts. It's mostly out of habit. I've been fiercely independent for most of my life, and I get easily caught up in whatever I'm doing at the time that makes it hard for me to remember to keep those not in my direct line of sight in the loop. My mother is the same way. It's also nice visiting around times when big events happen like this, when big events like this are going on, as my mom is prone to hovering whenever I'm home, and this takes some of the spotlight off of me. I had been in Ireland around 8 months prior to flying in last Thursday. I was originally there to spend 2 weeks with my best friend, who, thanks to the aforementioned one track mindness I possess, I had unfortunately grown apart from within recent years. Ours was a friendship that had started since we were 14 and was one of the most important relationships in my life for over a decade, and I wanted to put more effort into it so I didn't lose it. He was spending time overseas as to reconnect with his heritage since his father's passing. I was already traveling, and my stay obviously turned out to be a lot longer than 2 weeks. It also turned us it also turned into us getting married. Funny how life works out.
Oh.
About 2 weeks before, I wasn't prepared for that. It was just kind of
Yeah.
there. About 2 weeks before our trip to the States for my sister's wedding, I sent out a mass email to close family letting them know that me and my husband were married. Oh, I'm actually very excited for them. I think this guy's a little nuts, but I'm very excited. I wanted to I wanted to assuage. I'm gonna make up small town terms. I wanted to take the I don't know what that word is. Anyway, I wanted to assuage any possibility of us stealing any thunder right from the get-go. My mom replied that she was hurt that she wasn't told sooner or allowed to be there, which I understood. It seemed her mood flipped by the time we met in person, however. Rehearsal dinner was on Friday, and that was where we all met up for the first time. My mom was overjoyed to see me and my partner and spent a large part of the night telling stories about she had always predicted there was something different about my friendship with him compared to others I was close with in high school. It was a very sweet moment, but at the end of the night, my sister pulled me aside and asked if we would not wear our wedding rings to her ceremony. I was confused, so I asked why. She said I was taking the attention off her, and she was already bitter that I was hijacking her rehearsal dinner. More family might take notice if I wore my ring tomorrow and cause a similar incident. I refused. Like I mentioned before, the ceremony was beautiful, but she didn't speak to me for the rest of the weekend, and we ended up leaving the reception early. Am I the asshole?
Unless you're getting married during her wedding, no. Nobody cares what other stuff's
No.
going on.
And also, I'm not looking at people's hands. No, that's actually not true.
I guess if it was like
Actually,
your
that's not
sibling
true.
came back and like had a wedding ring, like it, but everyone who would
But
react
also,
like that would already know. They'd be in that email.
correct. Yes, because if I showed up, if one of your siblings, I'm not a great example because I feel like you would tell me. If one of your siblings showed up to your wedding with a wedding ring and you again, we are not great examples. I wouldn't care.
It would be like oh my gosh, I didn't know you got married. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Move on.
Exciting. Two people got married in your family. That's fun.
Yeah.
And that would be it. And that's not hijacking the night.
It's so people like don't propose at weddings, don't announce anything crazy, but showing up with your like it's not a big deal.
No. Now, if he was going to take the mic and
100%.
say, if it was that sort of thing, yeah, you would have hijacked the wedding day. But just being married at a wedding?
No,
Not
that's insane.
not the asshole.
The whole
Now,
family's kind of got some got some stuff. Everyone needs therapy in there.
I agree because I did not like that man. You're gonna go now. This is before I knew they got married. I love like my giggle was because I in my head reading that was okay. If anyone overstayed their welcome by 7.5 months, we'd have an
We'd be
issue. If
fighting.
someone came to my house for 2 weeks and then they stayed for 8 months, we would have a problem. But if we're getting married, if we got married between the he buried the lead and I was already
No,
mad at him
yeah, no,
at the time.
that's
So that was where my giggle came from. In that moment, I was like, okay, I'm back on board.
no, that's
But
so funny.
all of them need something because also to have an entire relationship, how do I say this without putting my own foot in my own mouth? To go somewhere, have an entire relationship and get married and then just email them a week before you're coming home. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah, and the
But
mom
it depends.
sounds got some attachment issues. The sister seems like a
I
weirdo.
Because now I'm like, okay, well, are all of these things she's saying homophobic?
I know. I know. Because that's where my thing went when you started going down the path that they got married. I was like, this is going to be a homophobic thing, isn't it? But it's just a weird
Yeah,
attention thing.
but because it's like, it's, she doesn't want him to wear the ring because of the attention, but I think the whole like hijacking the day is because he's married to a man.
Probably.
So that's kind of where I'm going. Also, the mom, like, going back and being like, I knew something was different between you guys. I was like, okay, but so how did you feel when he came out to you? Like, I have so many questions
Yeah.
for this family.
This family
But
seems like they need therapy, actually.
all of them, all
Yeah.
of them.
So I assume overall, not the asshole.
No, overall, asshole.
Shut up.
Ah,
Why?
overall, asshole. The top one, um, this is just the top one that's there. At the point wearing your rings or not wouldn't have made a difference. Everyone already knew you were married. Maybe it would have been worse because people would wonder and ask why you were not wearing rings. I don't think that was the asshole one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was like, do you?
I was like, that one felt like a non-asshole, but
I
it
know.
said, okay, a lot of people are saying that he's the asshole for leaving them all in the dust and not letting his family know. And it wasn't like they were in a fight. He just was like, oh, I guess I'm just going to be gone for 8 months and not let anyone know. I think that's where people are coming from, not the ring thing. The ring thing, I was ready for like, and then I was going to parade around and blah, 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 which, whatever. But it wasn't, I don't think that was asshole. I do think that a lot of the things before did qualify.
But we don't know the family dynamic because he said he goes MIA
Right.
sometimes. So, like,
Well, Andy left his partner in the dust for years.
yeah.
He was like, "This has been my best friend for since we were 14 or for 14 years," and I just kind of.
Yeah.
But also, this guy kind of seems like he goes on a whim. He's going across the sea,
Yeah. Yeah.
so like I think this guy is an ADHD queen and has object permanence and just really forgot about an entire family back home for
Yeah.
8 months. You're not gonna text them?
But also, like, are they checking in? Like, are you, like, I just feel like there's a lot
Right.
of things that we don't know that I
Right.
just don't think we can deem him as a bad person.
No. No, I think that if there was any sort of if the family did not know that he was gay or willing to date
Yeah.
men, like I may not say anything either. You know, you're like trying to
Yeah.
build that relationship. So I think that is why people said asshole, not for the ring thing. No one gave a fuck.
People are,
So
yeah. Feel like they're focused on like, it's important, but, like, I don't know. All right. I've got, am I the asshole for bringing my baby to a child free wedding?
I almost, oh no.
Do you
I
have that one?
also have that.
Maybe it's a different
Yeah.
one because I saw a few.
There were a few.
Okay.
Okay.
So, because one I saw, I won't say which one I picked. I saw one that was asshole, one that was not the asshole. So, we'll see if we pick the exact same
Okay.
one. My
Okay.
cousin lives a 6 hour drive from me. It is that one. Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll. No, it's okay. Hey, honestly, this many in, not bad. I do have a couple. I had a couple others, so I will pull while you're speaking.
Okay. My cousin lives a 6 hour drive from me and the rest of our family. A few months ago, we all drove over there for his wedding. Due to limited space, no children were invited to the wedding except the bride's young nieces and nephews. My baby was 10 months old at the time, and I wasn't comfortable leaving him alone in an unfamiliar place with a stranger, which was a babysitter that my other cousins hired for their own kids. So I decided to bring him to the wedding. I wrote on the RSVP that I'd be bringing him, but he would be sitting on my lap and I would bring my own food for him. My cousin didn't say anything, so I assumed that he was okay with it. My baby cried at the ceremony, but I quickly took him out of the room. At the reception, I had him with me the whole time in a body carrier. He didn't make much of a fuss, and I thought everything was okay. After the wedding, my aunt, groom's mom, confronted me and told me that I was rude for bringing my baby without permission. I explained that I wrote on the RSVP what I was planning to do, but my cousin didn't object. She said that my cousin and his bride had a problem with it, but the bride didn't want to start any drama because she doesn't know me well. My other cousin's baby was 7 months old at the time, and my aunt said that he had no problem leaving his baby with the certified babysitter, and I should have done the same thing. And some of my cousins were upset because they thought that the groom gave me special treatment by letting me bring my baby and making them leave their kid with a babysitter. I didn't mean to start any drama. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Um,
Because it has nothing to do with the seat or the food.
no.
It has nothing to do with the seat or
It's
the
what
food.
the baby exactly did, cried during the ceremony.
Right.
And
Right.
also, writing, like, I don't know how much they're looking at the RSVPs, but you can't just be like, I'm just going to bring my baby.
Yeah,
Ask
my plus
permission,
one's my baby.
reach out
Yeah.
directly to them and say, hey, going to do my RSVP. I don't feel comfortable leaving my baby with a sitter. I really want to attend. Do you guys care? Because you kind of
Hmm.
forced your way there. You didn't ask permission. You
Yes, you
just
did.
said, it's fine.
Yeah, they'd be fine with it. They'd be fine
Insane.
if I brought my baby who's gonna cry.
If you can't get a sitter or you're not comfortable, don't go.
Don't. Oh.
They'd rather not
To
have you
a
there at
wedding
all.
that specifically was child free.
Yes.
I'm not saying that for all weddings. Some are very kid friendly
Hmm.
and that's different. But a child free wedding doesn't necessarily mean child free. Uh some are. A child free reception,
Hmm.
whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
If they tell you that this is the way it's going to be, you can't change that
You
because
don't get to
you
just.
want to.
I wrote it down. They didn't say anything. Like, come on.
No.
Send a
But
gift.
also,
Say sorry.
agreed. I think that you can't you can't just do that. But also like, hey, if that bride didn't say anything back, you should reach out to her.
That's what I'm saying. Get a yes on something where you're
Get
going against a rule. Get a verbal yeah. Not, well,
Mhm.
they didn't say no.
They didn't they didn't say anything. Yeah, that's bad. You can't do that. You absolutely are the asshole.
Yeah. That was obviously the overall vote. It was like you
Okay,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like, it,
Mhm.
yeah.
I still think so interesting. Really do. They really think they're not though.
That's where the card, the, I saw someone comment this, but that's where it's, I feel like there is that lost dynamic from people who are parents where it's just like, they don't mind. It's a kid, it's a baby. Like, they'll understand. Where I feel like there's kind of that understanding. It's like, no, no, they don't have to
Yeah.
understand.
They This is one of those that it's not your wedding.
Right.
Okay. That that sucked. I actually did not like that. My whole thing is like they really think they're not. I think interesting. I think that that's fine. Okay. Am I the asshole for assuming I was invited to my cousin's wedding and making a scene when I found out I wasn't?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, from that, absolutely. My 18 female cousin's 22 female wedding was this weekend. I'll call her Mary. Growing up, we were pretty close, as me and my siblings, 20 female and 23 male, often went to Mary's house. Lately, we haven't seen each other much because all of them moved away for college, but it's still nice to see each other at family events. A year and a half ago, she met her now husband. He was invited to Christmas, Easter, and every family event since then. When he was there, I noticed that Mary was a lot more distant than usual and barely talked to me, but talked with my siblings all night. I figured it was probably just because of our age difference. A few weeks ago, we got an invitation to their wedding in the mail. It says weeks/months, so whichever, a few months ago. We got an invitation to their wedding in the mail. Or at least my parents did. My name wasn't mentioned on the invitation, which was addressed to our last names. But since I still live with my parents and my brother and sister both got one, I assumed I was included and so did my parents. But Mary's face dropped when she saw me. She pretended to smile, but I could see something was bothering her. The wedding went on, but during the cocktail hour, Mary came up to me and asked me why I came, since she didn't send me an invitation. I was taken aback a bit, but told her that we assumed I was included and asked her why she didn't invite me. She avoided the question, but after insisting a bit, she told me that she wanted her husband's family to have a good impression of her family and didn't want them to know that her cousin was a lesbian because she wanted to have a normal family. For context, our family is pretty open minded and all of them accept me, but her husband and his family are a lot more traditional and conservative. What I don't understand is I don't look gay, whatever that means, and they wouldn't ever know unless someone told them. I was so shocked. I told her that she was sick for caring about impressing a bunch of bigots more than her own cousin. She got mad at me, and we both got a bit loud, which attracted attention. People came to find out what was happening. When they found out, my parents said that she was being mean and shouldn't have made a big deal about this. A bunch of other people said that it was wrong of me to come when I wasn't invited. Mary started telling me to leave, so I stormed off. Since, I had been receiving texts from her and her parents saying that I was a bitch for coming, making a scene, and ruining her big day. I understand that it's her wedding and she can invite whoever she wants, but her words were so hurtful, and I genuinely thought I was invited. But I know it's wrong that I caused such a scene on her wedding day. Maybe I should have just left and not said anything. Am I the asshole?
No, but also, is Mary stupid? They have all the ways
Literally.
to address based on how you want something to be perceived. I guess even if they didn't, she has to know she's living at home. If she didn't want Mary there, she should have just wrote Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not
Correct.
the Smith family. Because
A Smith.
when we get an invite in my family that says the last name, we assume you
Mm-hmm.
mean everyone. Because that's the
Yep.
standard. If you want someone and a plus one, you say that one
Mm-hmm.
chick and guest. Like, no, Mary's a moron, so you wouldn't have known you weren't
Yeah.
invited unless there was an
Well,
RSVP,
and
which I doubt based on I,
it
you
seemed
know,
like there wasn't. It seemed like there wasn't because how would they?
that would have been a clear
She
indicator
would
if
have
you were
known
on there.
then.
Yeah, it would have
Right.
been like the
Right.
so no, you're not an asshole for
John,
not
Linda,
knowing.
and
Yeah.
right. I would have assumed, but I think this also does come from um our background where people do just send it to the family.
Yeah, that's normal. But yeah,
If
like
someone sent it that said my family's last name, I would assume I'm also invited.
Yeah.
Maybe not since I haven't been living at the home. But
Right,
if
right,
I was
right.
living at home or even in college, I would assume that if it got sent to my family house, I'm invited.
Yeah. Same.
And was addressed like that.
Yeah,
Wasn't
if it
just
just
like
said like
my
Mr.
mom
and
and dad's
Mrs.
name.
Yeah. No, so
Right.
that's insane, but also like I mean, I guess causing a scene, but like the reasoning's crazy. And also, why did the bride go over and do all that? Just what she
Yeah.
should have done if she didn't want her there is she could have sent someone over and said, I did not invite my cousin. Go ask her to leave.
Hmm.
And that probably would have been fine.
I'll text her tomorrow.
Yeah.
About why. Don't have her get a hold of me tonight. I will get a hold of her tomorrow.
But
The
also,
bride should have said that.
what is going on in that
Also,
family?
why are you marrying that guy?
Yeah, like we have so many questions. But no, you are not.
Hey, no, not at all, actually. I would have assumed I was invited. And if all of a sudden my even like distant cousin, if I showed up and they like I could tell they were mad that I was there or surprised I was there, I would have done the same thing where I would have asked like, "Okay, but why am I not? Why are you
Yeah.
mad?"
Why do you and also why would you invite the siblings too? Just don't invite. Only invite the parents. Like just be like, "Sorry, I didn't want to have everyone." I don't.
Right.
What a weird dynamic.
I actually, but then that means she got married to that guy, and I hope that she's out of that marriage. Hey, Mary, I need you to get out of that marriage, and I need you to not be in that family, or I need you to have converted him into not, being a bigoted asshole.
Insane. Actually.
Because clearly they've all known
Yeah.
that OP was gay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was Mary already knew.
How are
It's
they going
just
to
because of
find
this
out
guy
too
that
if she's not quote unquote gay looking? What did they think she was going to go make out with someone?
and she should. Now she should.
100%.
Before you storm off, go kiss that mother-in-law.
Oh my gosh. Give her the gay. You know what I mean?
Give it to her. Give the gay. It rubs off.
Okay.
Wow. She was OP was not the asshole for that.
Good.
Oh, but I was concerned
Yeah.
of how.
All right, I'm probably going to wrap up after this story because I do have to take my pets out after this. So I wanted to. Okay. So we got like 17 minutes, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Perfect.
Am I the asshole for ruining a bachelor party and uninviting myself to the wedding?
Ooh. Bachelor party?
Mm-hmm. Hard to say at this point.
No. Right now I'm going no.
Okay. I married my husband 5 years ago. For his bachelor night, his best friends took him out to a restaurant. Yep, restaurant.
Ugh.
Gross. Men, come on. The three split his cheap meal. I will say this. Sorry to get on a tangent. The only women who go to the... I don't want to shit on women. I love women. However, the ones that go to like the Chip and Dales or the equivalent, they're Republican. They're the only ones that like the overly sexualized guy look.
Or it better be ironic.
Yeah, 100%.
It better be there ironically.
Yeah.
But it rarely is, but I feel like I'm uncomfy in place. I've never been to a place like that, but I'd be uncomfy in that situation.
I don't think I'd be like, please get your body away from me.
Please.
On my bachelorette trip, I don't want anything to do with men. Personally.
Oh, no.
I mean,
my whole body was just like, ugh.
Yeah, like, sorry, no.
Not at all. It's ladies only.
You can have cute little cutouts of your fiance. You can have. I don't want to go somewhere where we're going to be bothered by men.
Nope.
Okay.
I agree.
So that's just us. They took him out to a restaurant. The three split his cheap meal, drink, and one shot. It's pretty underwhelming and only took an hour, but we didn't say anything. These guys were 25, lived at home, no bills, and all work, so they could have done more with the year's notice they had to plan it. Okay, the way that was worded confused me. They could have done more. Okay, with the year's notice
Yeah.
they had to plan it. 5 years later, his best man is getting married, and he is best man for him now. The writing is a little.
Okay.
My husband spent months trying to organize ideas for a bachelor night, but in the end, the groom told him he wants exactly this: everyone to bring alcohol to his home to pregame, then 2 Uber XLs on a Saturday night in the most expensive part of town. For the 8 men to go to Brazilian Steakhouse, $63 a person, then 2 Uber XLs to a club where they'll get 2 bottles of table service. Each bottle, 750 milliliters of Sky vodka, is $300 before tip because a cute girl brings it out. Then 2 more Uber XLs to the casino where they will rent a room that sleeps 4 people for 8 men for $500 a night and then spend the night gambling. So at this point, we're looking at being out 1 to 2K up front while they get us back. And now he's saying he wants to rent the room Friday night as well. My husband has agreed to everything but the casino hotel as he's out of his party phase and wants to come home, so we wouldn't be going on it either. This has apparently ruined the entire bachelor party, and the groom called us last night to ask why he won't just go along with everything and then accused us of having money issues. Mind your business. Hubby made it clear we're just fine financially, but unlike them, we own a home. They're all childless, and we have 3 kids and a ton of extracurriculars. This is how we choose to spend our extra money now. On top of this, he still has to rent a suit for a couple hundred, and we still need to go get a nice wedding gift. So I feel like this financial ask is out of hand. I made a comment the groom heard while he was guilting my husband over the phone for 1.5 hours that they didn't do anything for him, so that he should be happy we're going in on any of this absurd request. So for the next 30 minutes, the groom attacks me and my relationship with my husband. Example, he claims he didn't do anything for my husband's bachelor because he wasn't sure we were going to make it. I had been with my husband for 5 years at this point. So I went ahead and re-RSVP'd for just my husband to attend the decline for me and the kids. I offered to pick him up so he can drink all night with the guys even. So I've been stewing on this all day at work. So please let me know if I/we are the a-holes for not going along with this entire multi-day expensive bachelor party and bowing only myself, my kids out of attending the wedding.
First of all, no. I wouldn't want to go.
No, that sounds awful.
I wouldn't want to go. Also, that groom is someone who probably was born with money.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he wants them to split all of that just shows that even more.
This is where I feel like people are so delusional with bachelorette spends. It is insanity, the expectations that people have without asking. Just saying, I want this 1 to 2K.
Or a night. Maybe maybe 2 nights.
No, insanity.
And, gonna be honest, they're gonna be so drunk they don't remember any of that.
At this point, I would say almost OP's husband should bow out of everything. I know that's extreme, but if someone came at my partner and was like, well, I didn't want to plan it because I didn't think you guys would be together. Or, well, it sounds like you guys have money issues. Oh, we're not friends anymore. Surprise,
Yeah.
we are not friends now.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
crying.
if okay, please let everyone know you said that wasn't a child.
That was to my dog.
Hey,
She's
stop
crying. Hey, stop.
Hey, stop. I feel like men's relationships with their friends are so weird. That guy is never going to stop being friends with that guy.
No, that's
But
true.
I think that's so real and so good for that wife to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, actually, she wasn't being, I don't think she's an asshole at all, actually.
No.
She's like, I'm just not going to show up.
Also,
And
the
I think
poor
that,
person marrying him. Holy cow.
oh, Please give me a lowdown on who that is.
No,
Oh no. That was
no.
terrible. What bad energy. First of all, if my partner's friends took them out for their party before a wedding and they pay for a dinner and that's really it. They split a dinner for my partner and that's all they do. Hey, I'm not gonna be cool with all of that happening. I mean,
No.
hey, it's their money, whatever. But that's especially because the husband was like trying to plan something, and then that groom's like, "Yeah, actually, we're not gonna do that.
We're actually gonna do
Yeah,
it a
actually, we're gonna
lot
spend
more.
$2,000 for 2 nights." Ugh, yuck.
No, I hated it.
Ew, everyone today has made me be like, ugh.
I
Yuck. Our last one, everyone needed to break up with everyone. This one, everyone is just so yucky, and I don't
Weddings
like
bring out the
it.
worst in people.
I agree. But also, like you said at the beginning, no one cares that it's your day.
No.
Like they just don't like this guy, this groom is like, and then everyone's gonna get together and celebrate me because it's my bachelor party. No one cares. No one
Not
cares. No
enough to
one
spend
wants to
that
spend
much
that
money.
money.
And if you're gonna
No.
go, I feel like there's a threshold of what's normal.
Yep.
And if you start asking people, hey, I need you to split $1,000. I don't know what the threshold is. Everyone's money is different. But if you start doing something that's outlandish,
Mhm.
you need to pay for it. Sorry.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Like, and also, it's like, it's for a thing that no one's going to remember.
Hmm.
And that's like, the. People know you're getting married, right?
I think so.
Okay. Like, ours is going to be an adventure
Yes.
and like an experience, and it's not $2,000 a night.
No, I was even like, hey, can you guys swing this? If not, we don't have to do
Then,
anything.
okay. Not actually, we could just stay home. Like,
If you can't pay for this, please tell me. Like,
yeah, please tell me. And but that's such like the difference in because I can see if people are like, well, you guys are gonna go do something. It's like, yes, but it's also such an experience that we're gonna go have. It's not, and you weren't like, hey, we're gonna go. I know you're planning this thing and you've been planning it for months, but I want to go do this and it's gonna be something fucking crazy.
yeah.
That's not, and that was like this
Yeah.
guy's vibe was that. But did the husband's bachelorette party, not bachelorette party, the husband's bachelor party, the original, the OP's husband, was that planned by his groomsmen?
Um, it just says they took him out.
So that makes me think that the same guy who wants to spend $2,000, him and his friends decided to take this guy out to a cheap dinner at Breast R Us, and that was what they wanted to do with him. But when it comes to him, he's really important, and you guys have to spend a lot of money on me.
Pay
That's
for
how
it
and
yourself
that,
and invite everyone else. And be like, hey, if you guys
yep.
want to chip in, here's where you could chip in.
Yep. I like the bring alcohol before. Bring what you want.
Hmm.
You guys bring alcohol before, and
Bottle
I can see
service,
that.
insane. There's no world that
Who
you need to do that.
cares? Not at all. Or that's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Everyone can split an Uber. Everyone can bring alcohol to their own to the pregame. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anything that's insane, like dinner, cover yourself. Hotel room, you
Sure.
guys sure can split it, whatever. But if you can't get cheaper Ubers or you're requiring the cheaper Ubers, you got to cover that. And you got to cover the $300 bar service because that's so crazy.
That is insane. Those are amenities to the trip
Yep.
that people should not have to worry about. Those are like pluses for, because yes, it's about him, but it's also about like his friends. Like these are things that if he's the one who wants to plan it, these extra things are for his friends to
Yep.
come and enjoy. Bottle service is a fun thing, but that should be something that you're letting your boys like have a good
Mm-hmm.
time and not I'm expecting you to pay for bottle service for me.
Yeah. No.
I think that bachelor and bachelorette parties are like a fun, we're in this together. You're about to do this with your life, and for the bride or groom, it'd be like, and I'm so glad you guys are the ones here
Yeah.
with me. Like it's like a celebration in that way. And this guy is like not that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that big. It doesn't have to be all the what I just said about it. But I think if you're gonna do big things and like go have fun things, that's the vibe it should be. And that guy did not do that.
No, it has to be within reason.
So
Not the
that
asshole,
no, not the
obviously.
asshole at all. Actually, I think she did
Yep.
the correct thing. She did the most grown up thing in that entire story.
Yeah, I do think OP's husband should at least be like, "Hey, don't talk to my wife like that."
Oh yeah, that he needs to set
She was
a
standing
lot
up
of
for
boundaries.
me. Don't talk to my wife like that.
Yeah, that'd be really hot. He would get so much action that night.
Oh,
They'd have a
100%.
fourth baby.
100%.
Oh yeah, if my partner was like, "Hey, don't talk to her like that," I'd be like,
Hang up the phone.
"All right, we gotta hang up the phone now, please. We have things to do."
Uh,
Not
all
just
right.
anyone saying that about me. I was like, "You're
Hey.
okay." Okay.
All right. Well, we are wrapping up the 12th episode of Oops All Opinions. I'm Relax.
Yeah.
That's that one chick. And if you disagreed with what we said, what can you do?
Argue with yourselves. Please take last week's advice and shut your door and argue with yourself.
But also, if they really loved us, what can they do too?
But they should go rate and review us and tell us we're pretty and vote. Vote, vote,
And
vote.
funny.
That's just like vote for everything in the world happening today, but really, really vote for us.
Yep.
In the topics we should do.
Yes. But it was another good one. We'll see you next week where
It
we'll
was.
talk about what people vote for. So,
Whatever it may be. We don't know.
We don't know. It's a mystery.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.